Welcome back to County Connection. For our final segment, we're going to be talking about a brand new mapping tool that the Summit County Open Space and Trails Department has just launched. And here to tell us all about it are Michael Warzel and Catherine King from the Open Space and Trails Department. Welcome, Catherine and Michael.
Thanks for having us.
So one of the greatest things about Summit County, whether you're visiting or you live here, are the hundreds of miles of trails that go through our national forests and wilderness areas and open spaces. And the Open Space and Trails Department has recently launched a new tool to help us all explore all those great trails. Catherine, what have you guys been working on?
We've been working on putting together this interactive map for a while, working with our staff at the county and the GIS department, as well as other jurisdictions and towns and the Forest Service to gather all kinds of information on trails and trailheads and rec paths in Summit County and put all that in one place that's user-friendly, and we're pretty excited about it.
Excellent. So what does this map offer that wasn't available before?
Well, before you had to go to kind of each service to find what they offer. So if you were looking for the town of Breckenridge trails and trailheads, you go to their website. Or if you're looking for Forest Service resources, you go to their website. BLM, same thing. So what we have in the interactive map is taking all of those resources and putting it into one easy resource.
Excellent. And so what are all the features of this online map?
Well,
because it is interactive, right?
Yes, both the trails map and the trails themselves are interactive, but the features are trailheads, so that's where there's parking, portal posts, which are more of kind of like neighborhood access, places you can hike or bike to, the trails themselves and what type of use are allowed on it. And we also have the rec path, and then Summit County government facilities, as well as the land manager for each of those. So we have layers for Forest Service, BLM, and then county open space.
Great. And I spent a little bit of time checking this out, and it really is pretty cool how you can just, again, as Catherine said, see all that in one place and just click around and learn, what kind of uses are allowed on any one of these trails and how to reserve a campsite. And
Right.
Campgrounds.
And I think one thing that's really cool about this tool that maybe wasn't available before is that it will show you your current location. So you can, there's a button you can push within the map that will show you where you are within the trail system. And I don't feel like that was really available on any of the other tools that were out there before. So it's really great for when you're out and about and you might be looking for your way back home or how to connect with another trail system, and you can click on that button. It shows you where you are, and then you can see what's available.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's see. One of the things that struck me when I looked at it for the first time was just seeing all of those trailheads. It just really shows how all of the effort that a lot of the local entities have put into providing access to all of those many thousands of acres of public land, which is, I think, speaks to kind of one of the primary strategies of the Open Space and Trails Department in terms of what you guys are doing. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is a main goal of the Open Space program, is to protect access to existing federal and town and county open space lands. And as most people know, 80% of Summit County is Forest Service land, and a lot of the land in the Valley Bottoms is private land. And so a main goal of the Open Space program has been to protect access, to get you out into the national forest and out to the trails that we all love so much from town. And I think it's a special thing in Summit County how great our access is right from town or right from your back door to be able to get to a trail or bike path. So.
And like you said, Julie, you'll notice that there are over 100 trailheads and access portals throughout the county. So you really notice that when you first pull up the map and you're like, wow, there's a lot of ways to access all this good outdoor recreation.
Right, yeah. Whether you're kind of venturing to the far-flung northern ends of the county or just right out your back door in your neighborhood. Great. All right, so where do people access the map and how do they use it?
Well, the first place they can access it is through the Open Space and Trails Department website, the Maps tab, and then they can create a shortcut on their phone so they can just pull it up directly, or we have a campaign URL for the map, which is, would you just...
I would be happy to share it.
You can share it. Yeah.
It's summitcountyco.gov/trailmap. So you can go right there, and that link will take you right to the map.
And then the first thing you'll notice when you see the map is a disclaimer. And the Open Space and Trails Department, in partnership with GIS and all the other entities, have tried to make this map as accurate as possible. But we're talking, over 100 access points, hundreds of miles of trails. So there might be a few mistakes, and we kind of cover that in the disclaimer. And if there are any, my contact information is on the map, and people can comment on those, and we'll try to get them fixed. And then when you first pull up the map, you'll notice there's a legend, there's an information tab where people can learn more about it. They can share the map, so they can share the URL in an email or embed it on their own website. And then another thing they can do is each part of the map is clickable and will give you more information. So it'll tell you a trail's name or a trailhead's name, how long that trail is, what it's used for, and also some local names and some other types of information depending on what you click on.
Right, and then for those who are trying to pick out a great hike, all of those topographic contour lines are in there as well, so you can see how tough of a workout you're in for.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Another really neat feature is that there are several different base maps. So you can use a topographical map, or you can use satellite imagery. And then there are several other different types of base maps. So you can use whatever type of base map is most suitable for your needs. And then I think one more feature is you can actually drop a pin. So let's say you're just visiting Summit County and you want to say, hey, I want to see all the trails and trailheads within 1 mile. You can actually drop a pin on your location, and it will pull up a list of all those features, which is kind of a fun thing to do. You can see really, and you can expand that from 1 mile to 5 miles.
Excellent. That's very cool. All right, well, so we definitely hope that people check out the map and find a new trail or a new campground or a new trailhead to access them from. And then certainly with any of our recreational resources and open spaces, we're hoping that people leave no trace. Can you explain what we mean by that?
Well, we have regulations for open space and for use of trails, and of course the towns and the Forest Service have their own regulations, and those are also available on the open space website. But the ones we really think about are pack it in, pack it out, so don't leave any trash. Be prepared. One thing that's not on the map is the different difficulties of these hikes, and we're in an alpine environment, and so be prepared, do some more research on whatever trail you're looking at, bring food and water. There's some others.
Just take only pictures, leave only footprints is what people like to say a lot. And I think just be courteous with the other trail users you might encounter out there. We want everyone to have a good time, so just remember we're all out there to have fun no matter how we're doing it, and be respectful and enjoy yourself.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Michael and Catherine, and thanks for all the work that went into producing this great information resource on all of our recreational amenities and resources in Summit County.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And thanks to those of you at home who've joined us for another episode of County Connection. We will look forward to seeing you next month.